Hi there viewers, we're here at the Air-to-Air Simulation Cessna C172. VFR call sign Tango November Mike. We'll just get on board and get ready for departure. Just us on board today.
Ross texted me this afternoon at, what time was it? 1 o'clock this afternoon. He must think I'm retired. Interested in coming to surface as a co-pilot with me, as I've got a 120 minute season at a jet flight simulator.
Cool. So I've looked through that, little notes on there. They cleaned up the spark plugs a little bit.
What was that called?
Last on.
Going to have a look at one, are you?
No, Ross texted me. Ross Francis texted me today at 1 o'clock. He's up in the Gold Coast.
That's right, he's got a week up there.
Yeah. He said he is interested in coming to surface as a co-pilot with me, as I've got 120 minutes, 120 minute season at a jet flight simulator.
Oh, so you want to go in and help him as
Yeah, then let's get the engine started.
Yeah, well,
Batteries on. I'll do the walk around first. Actually, let's do that.
Well,
external.
Yeah,
We'll
except
just
I
leave
was
the
at
flaps
work.
down.
Yeah, that sort of interrupt things, doesn't it? Work?
Always gets in the way, doesn't it?
Yep.
There we go. So we're in the cabin. Pilot cover is removed. Operating handbook is in place. Weight and balance has been checked. Parking brake is set. Control wheel locks are off. Ignition switch is off. Avionics off. Battery off. Battery on. Let's check the pilot heat. That's good. And the fuel. Yeah, we've got almost full tanks. Right is used slightly more than left. Set that for left to start the engine with. Avionics on. That's cool. Now let's the panel check. Now I lost Vatsim connection.
Connection lost.
Static pressure is off. Fuel selector will be using the left and then going to both. Shutter valve is fine. Flaps are extended. Pilot heat is off. Battery off. Elevator trim in the takeoff range.
Connected.
I'm off into the sky.
Wobbling under everything.
Fuel is good. Facien's great. Left wing, left fuel tank vent opening is not blocked. Stall warning. Yeah, not sure how you do that. Normally you'd walk up there and give it a bit of a suck. It'll make a bit of noise. Anyway.
3, 2.
Aileron. Movement is good. Flaps nice and steady. bit of movement. Baggage door is locked.
User joined your channel.
Mr. Smith, I presume.
Sounds good.
Yeah, g'day chaps, how are you? Oh, g'day. Oh,
Yeah, good, Pete.
yeah, chaps, sorry I can't fly tonight. I've, yeah, got a little bit of a, health problem, but, yep, hope to be there Friday night, Sunday night. That drugs have kicked in. Don't know what friggin' day it is.
Oh, nothing serious, Pete?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hope you're alright.
Okay,
No,
feels
I'll
good.
die with it. Won't die from it, but yeah,
Props are
thanks,
good.
chaps. Yeah, thanks, Lionel. Lionel, I hope you enjoyed
Filter is
the
clear of
blonde,
debris.
up on the beach tonight. I'm sure
Static
you will.
source looks good. And I'm happy with that.
Anything we
Pete,
can do to help, just let us know, Pete.
Yeah, thanks, paramedic. No, it's a spinal
Pete,
thing. So, yeah, one of those things. Shit. Yeah, sorry.
Pete,
Go ahead, Lionel.
my favourite girlfriend was a redhead, actually. Never mind.
Yeah, you can always dust the one up on the beach, mate. You're allowed to do that.
User joined your channel.
Hey,
Righty.
Pete,
Let's do the
is it
start.
possible to land on the beach there? Because I'm not using a floaty.
Going to go with
No,
1
you
inch
must
of
use a floaty.
throttle.
Otherwise, land in the on the water, and you must put your undercarriage down so you can mount the sands, so to speak.
We're not going to the same place
okay.
those guys are. We're going to Noosa Heads Airfield, which is a couple of kilometres away from where they're going. Up in
Cole,
Bay.
you can always just cruise around the bay. And
Right, let's
just
review what we're doing. We're leaving Gympie, which is where we're at now.
But what you want to see is up on the beach.
So after Gympie,
Yes. I
we're
did see
tracking
it
pretty
real
much
close,
directly
Pete.
south past Imbil. Then we'll track to Kilcoy,
It was.
overfly Kilcoy Township, and then possibly do a touch and go at Kilcoy Airfield. Although I'm not sure
Okay,
about
chaps,
that.
sorry, once again, must leave. No, I've just got a little bit of a, spinal problem, and I just can't concentrate. It's a real shit, but happens, but not to worry. Get over it.
Oh, I hope you get better. I really do.
Yeah. Take care of yourself, Pete.
Thanks, chaps. Okay, speak to you hopefully Sunday night.
I'm wondering
Cheers.
if Fort's Bridge is a
Enjoy.
possibility.
Yeah, see you, Pete.
Alright, Pete. Might see you Sunday. Okay, mate. Take care.
Bye.
User disconnected from your channel.
Go up to Somerset Dam, and from then they'll track inland. So we'll take that as well. Go to Debra. So we won't go up to Watts Bridge. I'm not sure about that actually. Somerset Dam's not far from Watts Bridge. Watts Bridge is really hard to find there. So there is that. I'm pretty sure I've got scenery there. Ants Aussie or something. Anyway, we might spot it, we might not. We'll track into Debra. From Debra we'll track pretty much straight up to the Ewanmatic Dam, just on the west side of it. From there we'll just stay outside of the Richard or Sunshine Coast control zone. Nambour, Yandina, Yamundi, and then track direct to Noosa Heads.
What's the Gympie frequency, fellas?
There's a airfield Noosa Heads.
126.7.
Airfield at Noosa Heads.
Thank you.
Just off Lake Wasa, I think it is, Lake Wasa. So that's our flight plan today. Slightly different to the other guys, but close enough. We'll be able to land with our wheels. Okay, then let's get this stuff going. I need a fuel pump.
Just
Extra full
realised I
rich.
don't have that many float planes.
Oh, I'm just going to fly my old favourite V-tail and just drop her down on the beach, I think.
Clear prop. Good start.
Watch
Easy.
out for bathers.
This kind of
Yes,
weather.
from what Pete tells me, there's a couple there without any clothes on.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Hopefully
You
they're
haven't
still
been-
there.
You haven't been there before.
No. Well, I have.
Ah,
When I was at Pete's, he showed me.
okay. Let's watch out for the sharks and the white pointers.
Let's get everything up. We need VFR.
Compass 656 on in the climbing 1,600 feet out of Adelaide for a track to...
Now we need Kilcoy. No, it's not Kilcoy. Gympie, right.
There's
Gympie.
only two of us in the
1267.
voice room. John and myself. Where is everybody else?
Somewhere else.
I'm here. I'm here. Lionel's here.
Yeah, but you're not in the voice room.
Well, can't you hear me?
1019.
No, the Gympie frequency, CTAF frequency. Oh, you're in the air anyway, aren't you?
So what's the digital readout?
Okay, we're at 126.7.
It's got left, right, and then E2 in the middle.
Once we
And they
get
read
airborne, it's
718.
200 degrees.
It's got max something, but I can't
Yeah,
read
so
it.
what you do is
Yep.
increase, pull your mix back until the engine splutters, and then you note that number, and then you add 50 to it. Push your mixture back in until you get plus 50. I don't know, maybe it's not implemented correctly on your aircraft. You meant to
Fuel
run
set back to
50
both.
degrees cooler than when the engine splutters, and that's how you set an EGC. 50
Okay, we'll
degrees
start the taxi.
cooler than cut off.
Okay, well it's got 751, so I'll increase it to 700.
Traffic, Kilcoy, Cessna
That's it.
Tango November Mike is taxiing out of the hangars
So you're running it
to
richer,
runway
you're running
14.
it cooler because the fuel. So you're running the engine 50 degrees cooler than the cut off.
But that's
Fuel's
changed.
wetter, we saw it.
Yeah, the maximum 752. I've got the 700, but I'm back to full throttle, full EGT.
Close that window.
Full mixture.
Yeah,
So
so
that
nothing
doesn't
to do with the throttle or the bench. It's just the mixture. Bring your mixture back until the engine pops, note the number, and then push the mixture back in again. Temperature is 50 degrees. Last if I say correctly.
Okay, that'll do. I'm happy with that.
It's runway 32 in ops by the looks of it.
And that's your best fuel air ratio.
Yeah, I haven't flown this thing
Yeah, let's do
very
this.
often, but it doesn't look too bad. The Garmin.
Is it the Roman Goose?
Yeah, the top one.
Yeah.
RPM 18,
And like I said,
Checking
I don't
magneto
have too many,
left.
Freight planes. I've got the Beaver, but it doesn't have
50
any
drop.
wheels.
back
And
to
the
both.
Beechcraft, I couldn't get the radio working, so
That's right.
I jumped into this one.
That's good.
Yeah, I
Back
tried
to both.
this evening to find a good activity and didn't have much luck. That's why I jumped in with Venora. Thinking if I got 5,000 hours in real life, I'd be able to get around Noosa.
Flow's good.
Yeah, I've got the aerosol.
Pressure's
throttle on,
fine
but I
in the
haven't
green,
loaded
back's
up
in the
yet.
green.
I've got to find my little trick thing to do to get it going, so I'll get it going before too long.
RPM stable at 700. 2,000, let's make the call. Traffic, Gympie, Tango November
that
Mike enters
a,
runway
thing
32.
called a,
Backtrack.
I forget what it's called now, called a CB. It's a modern amphibian.
Turn team speak down a touch.
A CB. Now we're going back. AW in Melbourne used to have a CB.
I used to have one of them in the car, in the four-wheel drive club. We changed it to UHF.
And that was in 1969, Lionel. Used to call it the flying tadpole.
Landing lights on.
Everyone used to always look up in the sky and try and find the flying tadpole.
Flaps will be up for takeoff.
on the Renegade, but
Fuel set to both.
Well, I downloaded on Floatsim a nice turbine aircraft with floats, but it's still downloading. So obviously, I couldn't get it down in time. Didn't float according to images.
I couldn't get it down. I'll set up the launch side.
Traffic MP, Cessna Tango November Mike. He is rolling runway 32, departure southbound.
This delivery goose has been quite tricky to fly now.
No, I can't.
In what?
I don't know. Well, I flight back on the ghost, otherwise I started driving.
Yeah, the car is stuck.
There you go, set.
It's over the ear.
When you come in the land, you don't put your foot on too hard. Particularly will nose float it in.
Yeah. It's pretty fast.
There's 500. Turning left.
Yeah, I think I'm up to 150 knots, just under max revs.
Yep, traffic, Cessna Tango November Mike is airborne departing on the downwind leg, climbing to 1,500.
Now, I don't see that many airstrips, but there's one in Kilcoy. Is we're going to do a touch and go there, or?
Yeah, that's at your discretion apparently.
Yeah, I think they said you can land on the lakes if you want to. Just throw a line
Yeah,
out,
do it.
catch some fish.
That's what I've done. I've landed on my first leg. But I'm heading to Mount Stanley at the moment. What is it? No, no, Kilcoy. I don't think there's an airstrip there. Yeah, we landed there last week. What about? What's our destination?
I told myself I accidentally changed what Roman Goose is joining like.
Okay, we're out of 1,500.
Yeah, so westerly you should be at 2.5 if you're on a Crimson Trees, or 4.5 and join liner.
Yeah, we're going to 4,500.
I'm 4.5. Take your way.
Let's see.
Yep, that's okay.
Kilcoy 392.
You're even plus 500.
392 set, that's Kilcoy. Finish that downwind until we're out of the zone.
Guys, you know, another thing is that I've noticed is sometimes it turns into a bit of a race. It's meant to be an enjoyable flight. That's the whole thing that we like to do. So trying to a race scenario.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. I just took off first. No competition.
Yeah, sometimes I get online and just trying to get fucking in as fast as they can.
Well, I'm currently cruising along at about 143 and I'm still catching people.
Yeah, it's meant to be like, you know, real big. So when we get to a circuit that's roughly at the same time, everyone utilises the radio to try and separate themselves to use VFR procedures to get in and out of a strip altogether without colliding and maintaining visual separation from each other's traffic.
That'd be really nice,
That's
Daryl,
perfect.
if everybody did that. I'm afraid that sometimes I just give up and go home because it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'm the same
Yeah,
too.
so when we get closer to the airstrip, we can all, you know, extend our downwind, get plenty of room. You want to lose 4 kilometres distance between each one, and everybody just goes in, touch and go, takes off, no dramas.
Yeah.
It doesn't
My
happen.
thoughts with that, and it's wonderful. I've had flights
Yeah, well,
here
most
where
people
I'm
got-
up and I hear the people arriving at final destination already. I'm like, Christ, what did they choose? A turbo jet?
Yeah. Well, most people got some sort of GPS where they can see the other planes, so they can have a look and see what's around you and just back off.
Go ahead, at Mount Stanley.
let's go
and I'm
further
doing
high.
128 knots.
I'm
so
at
you're welcome to catch up with me.
4,500.
Back to the left, with all the weights.
Yeah,
I'll
I've got
track
you
a little bit
inside.
further
You're on about 1.7
to the
k's
west.
behind you and 2,000 feet below you.
128, can you bloody wind up the rubber bands a bit, Lionel?
Well, I've got 25 inches and 2,000 RPM, and I'm cruising on 140 knots in the ground.
25 inches? That's exaggerated. Oh,
One that's sturdy on the end, it's dragging on the ground though.
It's a little bit of overboost, but it's riding quite comfortably at the moment. The temps emissions are all green.
Just gonna lean a touch.
The rating wheels are only spitting out about a quarter litre of oil every 10 minutes, which is less than before, so the engine's doing well.
There's peak.
Like
That's
if you get
50
to
litre
Noosa
peak.
heads with only 100 tail, I'll be happy.
Yeah, you go down to Wollongong and watch the Connie start up with its 4 big engines. And mate said, oh yeah, the guys down there that do the maintenance and, you know, they're all volunteers. They said, yeah, it's really great, it sounds nice and I've heard it going, but he said it takes them ages to clean up the mess. You know, with all the oil running out all underneath the undercarriage and all through the motor. It's horrible. It takes them 4 hours just to get it started. You've got to drain all the pots and filter the oil back into the tanks and go around, make sure everything's right before they kick it over.
Nice. When I was in the Solomons at DC4 landed in the Solomons in Honiara on its way from America to Australia, become a freighter based out of Archerfields. and it landed in the Solomons, and it actually engine and stuffed itself. And they were on the deck for a couple of days trying to fix the engine. I can't remember what it was, number 4 or something. And anyway, they decided that they couldn't fix it, but they still had to get to Australia. So I went out halfway down the runway at Guadalcanal at Henderson Airport and filmed them take off in the DC-4 with only 3 engines active and the other one in feathered. Bloody great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this little thing only has 1 engine, and we're going to keep care of it. So I've got
Yeah, well, if they're doing that, they probably only had
2,400 at the moment on the
they might
RPM.
have
Got to
had
bring that down to
fuel to
2,300.
get over the Pacific.
2,350.
But they wouldn't
about
have
that?
much else in far as you know, people in there. So
Oh yeah, they had no
probably
people on
take
board.
off
They
all
only
right.
had fuel. Yeah, it took off beautifully. I mean, their only concern was that another engine on the same side wing would fail, and if that happened, then they would have 2 engines on the opposing yaw. They wouldn't be able to counteract the yaw with the rudder, and they would lose control of the aircraft below VFC. Well, even above VFC, well, you know, they wouldn't be able to hold it with 2 engines inside. But luckily, the engine sustained, and they didn't make it to Archfield, and it became a freighter out of Archfield.
yeah, what's the go there? Would you try to back off one of the inboard or outboard engines on the other side?
No, shit, no. You push them all up to the front. 3 engines is fine. You can maintain rudder effectiveness with 3 engines. The aircraft is designed to plane, but they're not designed with 2 engines on one side. That's when you lose rudder effectiveness. You go to full rudder, and it doesn't matter. The aircraft will still yaw.
Okay, so that's when you kiss your ass goodbye.
Which makes jet engines
That's right.
a hell of a lot more reliable. I'd much rather fly a jet engine aircraft because of its reliability.
Well, there's moving parts. That's reliable.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're moving in
You
the
know,
same
a
direction.
piston-
They're not
Yeah,
counter-rotating. You know,
a piston
reciprocating.
engine-
Yeah.
A piston engine in an aircraft has 1,000 different parts wanting to go in a million different directions.
You're right.
Jet engine
Turbine is
has
just
less
a thing
parts, so
spinning
it all
around.
goes in the one direction. It's a lot
Yeah,
easier.
turbine engine is just a thing spinning around on a spool. That's all it is. It just spins on a spool. That's all it has to do. The only fear you have is the centrifugal force coming off.
And fuel pumps backing up just after you take off, as in the Qantas 32.
Yeah, well, they have been funded, mate.
Yeah, I read
Oh,
that
well,
book
well,
about that guy
That-
on the 380, Qantas
Yeah,
380.
my
That's
wife wants to-
read his
My
book.
wife wants to travel Emirates. My wife wants to travel Emirates. I say, listen, we're travelling Qantas, and QF32 is the reason.
They managed
Yeah.
to land.
Yeah, the guy said that he's had this high-tech airplane that's got multiple computers and the functional thing, and they rebuilt it, and that it came a Cessna
Yeah,
and
sure.
landed it.
Yeah, it
And
doesn't
then-
matter what happens with an emergency. At the end of the day, you aviate, navigate, communicate. You know, you fly
That's
the airplane,
exactly
you
what he
mind the
did.
store. That's right. As long as someone is minding the store, in other words, looking at the artificial horizon, you know, who gives a shit about everything else? You just, as long as the plane is flying, well, then we've got plenty of time to sort this out.
Well, that's
When the
exactly what he
plane's not
did. He
flying,
didn't
then it
panic.
becomes a problem.
Yeah, he didn't panic. He because the engine blew up and took half the wing out. There's fuel leaking everywhere, and he lost nearly every fuel pump. He couldn't pump the fuel from his tail to the front. He couldn't pump from the left wing to the right wing to balance it out. He was overloaded when he's landed, and all this crap that he had. And it's just going through the pages, going through the pages, going through the pages, you know. So he kept it flying, and
Admittedly,
his
there was like
co-pilot.
5 of them
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
training
there was a
captain,
check
chief
pilot.
captain.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was
like
a
they
check
had a
pilot,
total of 200,000 friggin' hours in the air or something.
Yeah, yeah. Because
It
everybody
wasn't like it was,
concurred.
you know, a bunch of newbies.
Do you reckon newbies could have done it?
No.
I don't reckon.
They wouldn't have kept their cool as much.
Yeah.
Mate, I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Maybe.
Okay, if you're in a, let's say you're a flight simmer, you're sitting in the back of a 737. The lieutenant comes back and says the captain and the co-pilot have just gone unconscious because of their meal. We need a pilot. Has anyone flown? Does anyone fly Microsoft Flight Simulator? And you put your hand up, yes I do. Alright, you might know how to fly the 737 PMDG. You'll get up the front, and yep, you might do wonderful at descending it, you might do wonderful at keeping it within its speed and not stalling it, and you might do wonderful at getting it down towards the airport, but I can be right in the last 500 feet, you're gonna blow it. You're gonna either float it or you're gonna hit so hard that the wheels are gonna go through the wing, because landing a 7.3 is not the same as a Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I think you would rule myself. I would rule myself out. There have to be someone that's actually done real, even if it was in a Cessna.
Even with 10,000 hours total flying time, including airline time, I still wouldn't trust myself to fly a 737 that I've never landed before. It wouldn't be a good landing.
Wouldn't you get the guys to talk you through autopilot and get
It
them
doesn't
to
matter.
land autopilot?
No, that's not the problem. The problem is the flare. The problem is the sink rate. The problem is the approach to landing. It's not that you guys descend it and you guys could approach it and you guys could get it set up, but it's full 1,000 feet where you'd blow it, because you're just not used to the feeling of the control column, of the winds, of the gusts, of the weight of the aircraft, of the sink, of the throttle use and the way that you push the throttles up and it takes 7 seconds for a jet engine to respond. You just wouldn't be able to land it. You just put it straight onto the deck so hard and you'd end up in a fireball.
So we shouldn't do it then.
Yeah, I do not recommend it if you can avoid it.
So what do? Just sit in your seat and let the thing just run out of fuel and drop 100 miles an hour?
Well, you'd probably survive more.
I think I might have
No,
to
of course not.
give
You
it a
go
go.
and have a go. Of course not. You go and have a go, but I'll tell you right now that's where I've thought about this over 13 years of flying on flight sim, and that's where the problem would be. I reckon guys have enough knowledge and ability an aircraft using the systems down to about 1,000 feet, and then 1,000 feet and below, that's where you would run into trouble.
Well, I would have
What
that,
about if the
and I'd
plane's
actually rehearsed
okay?
it a few times.
What's that,
Yeah,
Ross?
what if the plane's okay?
I would have
and-
rehearsed it, like don't practice for it if you've got the opportunity to get the feel for what it will do before I actually did the real one.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you,
that's
can't
what I was
judge
gonna
it.
say.
You really can't practice it. The only one way to do it is to land. You can't practice
Yeah,
it in
agree.
the air. Okay, you know,
Well,
I'm
certainly-
flaring, I'm slowing.
Probably stall it.
Well, you'd either stall it, or you would drive it into the ground, or you miss the runway centre line right, because you judged good enough for the crosswind. You know, I mean, there would just be so many. There's so many million more factors that come in the last 1,000 feet of flying these things. You have to know the feel of the aircraft. If you've never felt it before, it's like trying to land a Cessna 72 when you've never flown before. The first thing you do is you pull back and you shoot up back into the sky again, and then you push forward, and the guy says, "Don't push forward, whatever you do." You know, it's exactly the same with a 737. You've never flown one before, so you never landed it before. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it if you can avoid it.
Hey, what about an actual real 737 simulator? Like, how much real feeling do you get in one of them?
It doesn't emulate it. You know, I've got, I don't know what, on the A2A 72, probably 100 hours in the simulator, and it's close, but it just doesn't, it's just not the same. I don't know how to explain it. It's close, but it's not the same. When I go out and fly the real A2A 72, there's so many more variables that I'm considering, whereas in the simulator I'm just sort of relaxed and enjoying myself and taking my time and trying to make it smooth. Yeah, it's not the same. It can't be the same. Is someone doing a touch and go at this next waypoint?
Oh, well, I'm going to do a touch and go at Somerset Dam.
I'm doing touch and goes at all the water places.
Well, I reckon I've been
Yeah,
on
I've
a
got,
737 with a
Somerset Dam just
co-pilot
ahead.
doing their first landing because
Kilpie just on the northwest of that.
I thought it was the end because we bumped and moved around a lot. It was no surprise to you guys probably that it was an Air France flight going into Paris. No crosswind, there was no turbulence on the approach, everything seemed really good right till the end.
Well, yeah, I mean, landings are very variable, you know. You're not going to do them perfect every time. It's like David Beck doesn't hit a perfect goal every time. You just can't do it every time. So there's too many variables, but yeah. I like that the 747 takes off from Sydney, and to get all those passengers on that flight, all their cargo and luggage on that flight, to get it refueled, to have it maintained up to specifications, to get it to taxi out, backtrack, get it air traffic control to taxi out, to get it to the end of the runway, to take off and get 400 tons of metal in the air that goes into the ionosphere almost and bloody flies at 37,000 feet all the way for 15, 14 hours across the middle of America, and then descends and then lands 400 tons of metal back onto the road, onto the bitumen, and then taxis in, and air traffic control and all these people disembark you and get you back into America safely without passing, concerns and drugs and all this sort of stuff. And then the first thing that your friend says to you, you say, how was the flight? And they say, oh, fucking terrible landing, it was an awful flight. One bounce on the runway at arrival and the whole frickin' flight's shot to hell.
Oh, any landing you walk away from is a good one, but yeah, that one was pretty bloody bumpy. But I've travelled the world around. This is by far the worst landing, the heaviest landing I've ever had. But Air France, when you talk about them, it all starts when you try to check in and you're like 1 kilogram over, and then they're telling you to take stuff out.
Take your stuff out of your bag and you put it in your backpack, and you still take it on board. What's the diff?
Yep.
It's where the weight goes. If the weight goes
what about
cargo, it could be 20 metres behind your seat.
What about charging
people
for body
turn up
weight?
5 minutes before and say, still see the aeroplane sitting out there, why won't you let me on it? You watch the show Airline and Airport and all that, people always turn up 5 minutes before departure and say, I can still see the aeroplane sitting out there, why won't you let me on it? And I don't know why the check-in girls don't tell them. It's because the loadmaster has completed the sheet. The whole thing's been weight and balanced, the trim has been calculated, and the aircraft's been signed off that yes, it can go at that current weight, in with the weight in those specific areas. Remember, if the weight's in the wrong areas, the thing tends to do what that 747 in Afghanistan did. So, it's all been signed off. It takes a hell of a lot to get that dispatcher to do all that and sign it off with the captain. And you turn up at 5-2 and say, I can still see the jet. That doesn't mean a thing. If you get on, we've got to redo the whole paperwork again. And it ain't going to happen. So, these morons, I don't know why they don't tell them that.
Do the girls behind the desk always know that though?
Well, I don't know if they're taught that. I don't know. But, they'll say, no, we can't let... Sorry, we've closed the flight. And, of course, the people don't accept that. They've got to say more than we've closed the flight. They've got to say, that it would take us another half an hour to 45 minutes to redo the calculation. And then we're going to miss our slot time. If you get on, no one can go. And I will tell all 150 passengers that if you get on, no one can go.
Yeah, but it's only one bag.
That's right. Only one bag. One bag is not on the manifest. It's only one person that's not on the POB list. You know that when we're in flight, if someone dies, you know that we might be flying with 120 souls on board. If someone dies, we have to notify ATC and change the souls on board to 119. Because then if we have a plane crash, we don't want fireys and F1 rescue people looking for a dead person, yeah, and risking their lives, yeah. If someone is born on board, we have to increase our souls on board. 121 souls on board now without a berth, and then they know that if we crash, they have to look for an extra person.
Kilcoy, Tango November Mike Cessna is turning downwind.
Flight 32. Yeah, just all the things that he had to do and think about and all that sort of stuff. Even when they landed, he wouldn't let everybody off on the air blankets because he was concerned about the people hurting themselves going down, and the fuel was still on the ground, and it would ignite if it touched the brakes because he only had one application on the brakes and they're like 600 degrees C, so you would survive the ramp and burn up in a crisp. So he just waited till everything settled down, and they actually brought a set of stairs out and then brought everybody down probably an hour later, and yeah, put them in a bus and everybody survived, no problems. So he did a marvellous job.
Oh yes, no doubt they did a great job.
My understanding was he couldn't do it because one of the engines and still
number one
yeah, so he had to put that fire out, and he couldn't put it out, and the only way they could put it out was by
ingesting water,
blowing foam into the turbines.
Yeah, but they're designed to take so much. It took them ages and ages to get that thing drowned, because even they had two fire brigades pumping water into it. It's designed to allow for that water to go through. So it just took ages for it to kill it, and I don't know exactly how it stopped, whether it just actually run out of fuel or they actually eventually drowned it. But yeah, they couldn't do that. Everything was safety. They had to wait for that. The fires wouldn't come in and cool the brakes down. Sorry?
The engine controls.
Well, it tore them all out.
Trevor Kilcoy, Tango November Mike, turning a base runway 09.
My understanding, there was a fire on board.
I can see the Glasshouse Mountains up ahead.
Brakes released, undercarriage is fixed, seats, harnesses secure, mixture is full rich, lane checklist complete.
Dave, what height are you going over those hills?
I've been 2,500 all the way through.
Mike, final runway 09. Touch and go.
Pretty sure we're traffic coming. They were flying at 1,000.
Yeah, it's only if I'm going to bump into anything I might go higher, but at the moment it's okay. I can see all the drop bears in the trees. Yeah, Daryl, I've just come back from the USA. It was a 5.5 hour flight from Boston, from New York back to LA, and then a 14 hour flight from LA back to Australia. And it's a long flight, so yeah, I understand what you're talking about. And arrived home safely. And a beautiful landing, just to add to that.
traffic. Kilcoy, ticket of Mike is on the go. Climbing to 2,500, tracking eastbound.
Yeah, Delta Brother Alpha just climbing up to 3,500 now, tracking eastern.
So we're tracking down Lake Somerset to Somerset Dam. From there we'll track inland back to easterly heading to Debra.
Oh, Rusty.
Yep.
I fixed that problem, mate. You were right. It was in the config file.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, thanks for that, mate.
Yep, no worries. I think Werner had a bit to do there too.
Yeah, I actually had a bit of trouble sort of finding it, but I ended up going and Googling it, and yeah, I'm not the only one that's had that problem, that's for sure.
Oh no, it's quite common. In fact, some of us actually hunt it down so we can turn it off, and that way you can do proper screenshots without the red sticking in the way, making it do it very shot.
Yeah.
I just learned about the don't go full throttle or the nose has been over.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Yeah, that's what happened to me on takeoff.
Yeah, jeez, that tail picks up real quick.
It's got to be real fragile.
Aircraft sighted.
Yeah, so when you land,
Okay.
be gentle on the brakes. Landing on
Hey, does anyone know
stopping.
how to drop the floats on the wingtips for water landings?
Yeah, just above your head, there's a switch there. It's got floats. You just push it down twice.
Thank you.
Shift 7, shift 7, and then it's got
Shift 7.
shift 6, sorry, shift 6, and it's got floats up, down, and you press the bit to go down. You've been landing on water without the floats, descended.
We're in Grumman Gooses.
Yeah, Daryl can fly straight and through.
At least
Yeah,
I
I don't know
played
what-
here last week. It's nice and
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah, I don't know what they think about the pilots that fly these Garmins, because if you look at the door behind you, it looks like it's just nailed shut and you can't get out. There's no door handles or anything.
It's got to
And
3,005.
care about pilots. Only care if the thing flies. finally got out of that bloody strip. Kilcoy.
Has anybody got any runways at Malani North, please?
No, sorry Dave, I haven't. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, I don't know whether Plan G has it or not. I know this program doesn't have it.
Okay, we need to go back down to 3,500 before we cross that green line.
No, Flight Commander doesn't either.
Yep, okay.
Never even knew there was an airport there. Or if it was
Then
just
it's
a
not
VOR.
there.
Yeah, I'm the same, Rusty. I've never heard of an airport there. I only know the VOR at Malani, I'm Maniac.
I've got in Plan G using that bearing thing. I've got 131. Having zoomed in on the satellite map.
I won't be bothering if there's a lake there anyway.
Tracking up to Daybro, just kind of past the corner on the GPS. You can see just in front of us on the display. Once we hit Deborah, we should track pretty much northbound.
Okay, I think I found it.
Glasshouse Mountains are in view.
On left base.
Lowering those slopes.
Gonna skip Deborah and go a bit north. Track towards Gibraltar.
Well, I won't be doing that in a hurry again. It's a very short runway. And there's a great big shed at the end of it. So it's almost east-west. My suggestion is you come from the west and just drop over the top of the shed to hit the runway, and then full throttle to get back up again. So come from the west and head east. So that makes the runway, what, 09.
User disconnected from your channel.
Yeah, it's pretty much right on the edge. There's a lot of green paddocks. Then right on the edge, and the forest starts before it drops into the water. So that's where it is. It's right on the edge of the grass and the edge of the forest.
And water, you say?
No, it's on land, but there's a lot of green paddocks, and then the runway is at the end of the paddock. It hits a line of trees, and then after the trees it drops down to the lake. So when you're flying, you'll see it as you approach it. It's going left to right across your flight path. My suggestion is you go out to the left, which is the west hand side, and then come back in. There's a shed there. My suggestion is you drop down over the shed onto the runway. That gives you a clearer run at the other end, because I think there's a hole in the shed where I went through it.
Nice.
Yeah, well, the stall on this thing here looks like about 90. I went through at 100, and there's no way I could, unless I bounced the thing over the shed.
What are you in?
The golden goose.
Okay, probably goose full flat should score at about 55.
I didn't have flaps, so I was thinking of just doing the touch and go, see, so... But I touched.
Yep, at the millennia, I reckon.
As I went through it.
Next time you do a touch and go, remember you still use flaps for a touch and go, right?
I didn't that time, no.
Next time you do a touch and go, use, say, 3 stages of flap, and as soon as you get on the ground, confirm you're on the ground, bring up 2 stages and bring it back to takeoff flap, and then once your flap's up and your airspeed at the takeoff rotate speed or VTOS, takeoff safety speed, pull your nose up and away you go. So you're actually manipulating the flap to land and then to take off.
Okay, we'll see if that works out at Noosa.
Yep, that's what we do in real life. We come in with, might be a 3rd stage of flap or a 4th stage of flap, and as soon as we get on the ground, the pilot not flying brings the flap back up to the takeoff range, and then he says, the flap is set to take off, and then you know, okay, now all I need is the right speed and I'm airborne.
Yeah, just throttle back up again and... yeah.
Yep.
The thing is that because like I've got 1,272 planes, admittedly some of those, and there's 5 or 6 different models, so there's a fair few planes that we fly, half a dozen, or you don't get to really know one plane unless you fly it all the time to know all these little tiny bits.
Doesn't matter. With all planes you have landing flap, and with all planes you have a takeoff flap setting.
Yeah, but I'm looking at landing.
So you always land with a landing flap setting, and then as soon as you get on the ground, you retract it to a takeoff flap setting and you take off. Doesn't matter whether you're in a Tomahawk or a Boeing 737.
Yeah, no, understood. I was just picking the right speed to make sure, some planes, like you said before, you get a nice little Cessna, it might float down at 45, other ones will crash if it's 100, so I wasn't too sure. All I got is a red mark, that's about 95 knots. So I didn't want to go underneath that, I was set at 100.
Just remember your white arc on your airspeed indicator is your flap range. So if you get flap out in that range, you're not going to stall.
Okay, well then in that case then it goes down to about 65 for stall.
That's right, so full flap, you're within the flap range, you shouldn't stall at 65 at full flap.
No, understood. Alright, I'll do that at the next stop.
Yeah, land with full flat, but make sure you bring it up. Know how many stages you put out, so you should know how many stages to retract back in once you get the wheels on the ground. So bring it back to 10 degrees or whatever the first stage is, or the second stage, whatever it is to take off, and then power back up, check the powers, check the pressures and temps, make sure everything's alright, your temperature will be fine, mainly your pressures, you don't want to get into the air with a lower oil pressure, and then away you go.
What the goose? You actually have to land the front wheels first.
Wheelbarrows are designed for it. We don't go down the runway on the front wheel because wheelbarrows are designed for it.
Well, doesn't the goose have like 2 at the front and 1 at the rear?
That's correct.
Oh, it's a tail dragger, yes.
Yeah.
Kind of. So you have to watch your alpha, so your angle of attack on the right on the approach then.
Bloody hell, this is a tricky little airport for Smiley one, isn't it?
That's what I said. You got to watch that garden shed, or the big hangar, sorry.
Are you guys on Unicom or are you staying on 126.7?
Yeah, 126.7. Monitoring Unicom. And in case somebody else that might be on Vatsim might be flying around here.
Glasshouse Mountains there. Quite a interesting little bit of scenery up the north end of Brisbane going towards the Sunshine Coast. Pretty close to the Sunshine Coast at the moment actually. We've got Malani, you can see the blue VOR just over to the west slightly.
Oh yeah, Noosa Heads doesn't even come up in the GPS as having a runway headings.
It doesn't, it's supposed to land with water.
Oh, it is a water landing, is it?
Only way to catch the
Doesn't say Z.
There is a, I guess it's a field there, Yankee November Sierra Hotel, but it's a unlicensed, restricted ops, private, got no runway information. I think there's a right-hand circuit runway 11, so that suggests the other one's 29.
Okay, thanks for that. I'll just overfly and might land in the lake instead.
So where's Malani in relationship to the POR there?
Yeah, there's traffic driven by the route to heading from the west, southwest, to go on the lake. Nearby is the
Yeah, that's information for us because we're actually landing at Noosa. It's a restricted ops private field. You need to call before arriving at the airfield on the phone number. We'll pretend we've already done that. Our right hand circuit's on runway 11. Leading off in the mountains over there, probably on the top of one of them. This will be Lake Baroon. Lake Paroon is fed by Obi Creek. And just off the north end of Lake Paroon there's hang gliding operations. I'll just divert slightly to the east.
Sorry guys, I'm back. I'm trying to appease 3 children. One who's autistic, and the other 2 who are still full of energy and being, so I'm going to appease them all at the same time, sorry.
You're right.
How old are you?
Say again?
Darren, how old are your kids? What's your oldest and what's your youngest?
The autistic boy's 13, then the girl 11, and then boy 5.
Wow. You got a handful.
I've got a handful at the moment.
So
So
pretty
I'm
much
trying
just
to
over
fly
Montville.
and, keep them occupied at the same time, but I'm getting there, mate.
Get one on each end of the pedals and tell them to push the pedal left and right. Bit harder on the left, bit harder on the right.
I couldn't do Alex because his autism won't let him make decisions, so he can't decide whether he should push left or right. He'll crash before he decides.
Ah, okay.
Anyway, so lovely. I'm back in the Garmin.
Okay, well I did the private airstrip on the left hand side, just on a little bit of a peninsula there on the, probably about, what's that, about 9-10 o'clock, looking at the lake. So I'm going around the point now, see if I can spot any white pointers.
Was that Mamani North? You've done that?
Yeah, probably more northeast was my landing.
Rusty, I'm at your 3 o'clock low.
So thanks. I'm looking for the airfields. I have no idea where it is.
Yeah, it's just on
It's
the
to
lake.
the south of
The lake's like
lake,
a clock.
isn't it?
It's around about the 9 or 10 o'clock.
Thank you. Heading that way.
So,
And it looks to me they said it runs
I'm
east
flying
west.
the airfield and going round to the point first. Then I'll come back to the airfield.
Oh, sorry,
Rusty.
I've been talking about Noosa.
Rusty, I'm coming into Maloney. Look for the snow.
Wilco.
Oh, for Christ's sake, how the hell am I meant to land on that thing? It's a friggin' cliff.
Exactly.
Okay, Rusty, I'm just about to overfly the strip in 3, 2, 1, now. And be aware that it's about a 90-degree angle. It's slow.
Yeah, you can take some speed off your plane by running it through the shed.
Rusty, have you given up?
Just about.
And
Did
just
you see the strip?
found
No,
Whopper
negative
Reservoir.
on that. I'm going to take another look around.
I think that's Whopper.
Okay,
It's right
I'm
on the edge of the...
base.
No, Whopper's the one under the compass.
I haven't got a visual on you, that's the
That'll
problem.
be
I'm on the left base. You're on a left base.
Ululabin.
No,
Ululabin.
you're turning
Okay.
onto a right downwind right now.
On the top of the mountain there. Ululabin Reservoir. Down the bottom there is
Okay,
Whopper
I'm
Reservoir
turning
near
fine.
Yandina.
To the east. And now I'm lined up to the east.
visibility in this plane is pretty awful.
Okay, I'm on short final. I'm about to touch down. Or crash into the hill, essentially. I can't stop, I'm rolling down the hill. What? Who the hell chose this runway?
Noosa head traffic, this is Judos Papa, we're inbound 10 nautical miles from the
If the
south,
runway isn't vertical,
inbound
bloody
for
hell keeps wanting to come over.
a touch and go, left circuit runway 29er, touch and go, Noosa head.
Man, there's no way I'll be able to pull this up. This hasn't got enough brakes.
The brake shop at Tamworth hasn't got enough freaking brakes.
It looks like you arrived on downhill.
Yeah, Noosa head struggle Yankee Mike Alpha 123 is at Flyin Airport at 1500 feet. We're going to go out to the point and fly around, see if we can see a few white pointers and come back to the airport.
That's a negative on that airstrip, I'll tell you. Might splash the water instead.
Yeah, I've got Noosa heads in sight. I'll track over there. Also got Yamundi, I reckon. I think I'll skip Yamundi and go straight to the heads. And that single mountain jutting up out of the plain there, I believe, is Mount Kuroi. I'll need your Monday to remain OCTA.
Please join the channel.
There's Lake Wasa.
I can see one problem immediately. The plane's not going to stop on water with no brakes. I'll just reverse
Lake
proper.
Wasa just to the right of the compass.
That's it, guys. I'm bugged. I'm stuck on a hill. I can't accelerate, decelerate, can't do anything.
Yield. No, go to slew mode and just race yourself up out of there.
Oh, shit. Slew mode. I went 1,000,000 miles, God knows where.
Whoops, yeah, you have to disconnect your controls first.
Oh, really? Now I'm in the middle of a jungle in Africa or something.
Oh, you're kidding.
Pause, get the map up, and just reposition yourself with the map.
There meant to be giraffes in Noosa.
Well, it could be at Monado or something.
Traffic, Noosa heads
Oh,
airfield,
no, I'm actually,
Cessna Tango November Mike
golf
is
course
205
at
airfield
Valley.
at 1,500, tracking out eastbound, and then
I'm
we'll
halfway
join
between
a
where you are and
right-hand circuit, runway 11,
Mooloolaba.
Tango November Mike.
Alright, between dealing with my eldest who keeps coming in and out and now being sitting on the golf course, I'm just calling it night, guys. Thanks very much, and see you Saturday night.
Okay, mate.
Yep, Dale.
Catch you later, Dale.
Alright, Darryl, mate. See ya.
Thanks, guys.
User disconnected from the channel.
Noosa heads traffic. This is Juliet Os Papa. We're on a left base runway 29er for a touch and go. Soon turning short finals. 29 Noosa heads.
Last call, but also want him to speak, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Noosa traffic to Os Papas on a left base runway 29 touch and go, and we're turning short finals. Noosa heads. Yeah, Noosa traffic, Yankee Mike Alpha 123. We're actually landed on the beach. We have dolphins in the water, we have children, and we have titties.
Well, I'll stick my turbos on in that case.
Too late, I got here first.
Damn.
Got the field in sight. I'll wait for that other aircraft, so that's doing a 8 knot tailwind approach to clear the runway. We've got Sunshine Coast, winds 110 at 8 knots. We'll be landing on runway 11 instead of 29.
This is traffic to Los Papas airborne. We're turning right, heading out to the point for a closer look.
We'll do the point and then we'll loop back around down the coastline to about where the lake
User joined your channel.
turns the corner, and we'll come inbound
Guys, I remember
right hand circle.
did this one time before and I didn't actually have that scenery activated, so I missed out at first.
Yes, it was a while ago. I can remember doing it sometime in the summer sometime.
Traffic, Noosa heads airfield, Cessna Tango November Mike, overhead the field at 1,500, we are tracking to the heads, and then down southbound, we'll call on a downwind runway 11.
I got jumping. Okay, I'm going back to the airfield. But before I do that, I'm going for a drive along the beach. And it's got dolphins and people swimming. Wow. But I don't see my redhead.
I tell you what, if you can see me, there's a blonde behind me that's very seductive. And she's even got a smile on her face. Yeah, go and check that one out. I'll move out of the way. The big M happening there. How do you like that? See the shark in the water?
Yeah, Noosa traffic, Yankee Mike Alpha 123 is approaching the airfield from the east. Not sure what the runway is, so we'll be doing a full stop.
Okay, back to Noosa.
Yeah, well guys, I've got to head off as well, so thanks for the flight. Enjoy the scenery when you get there, and catch you Sunday night. See you.
Yep, no, see you later.
See you later.
See ya.
User disconnected from your channel.
Oh, those guys doing takeoffs on the beach. That's pretty awesome.
So one thing about Otter's got the worst animation for proppers I've ever seen.
Next full rich.
Everyone needs to do it, especially one's on food. What would happen if everybody was?
I guess it's just particularly bad, that as well. It's like a disc with some sort of imprint on it. It's really weird.
Yeah, a couple of props could be done with, you know, a little bit better in the spinning department. Notice that with the HC to Chinook that I got from Riku.
Calgary runway 11. On the dead side at the moment. I'll enter from crosswind. Noosa traffic, Cessna Tango November, Mike is 1,500 on the left side. Dead side will be tracking in for a full stop landing runway 11. We're entering the circuit from crosswind. Through the sunline. Track Noosa Cessna Tango November Mike, descending to 1,000 feet, joining right hand downwind, runway 11.
I'm just flying in McDonnell Douglas aircraft. It's just weird with that big engine sitting at like the dead centre of that tail section.
MD-11 or which one?
9, 10 and 11.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah. It's a weird design of aircraft, you know what I mean? Like it's, you know, there's two puny little puny jets off the wings, and you've got this great big bloody jet sitting right off the middle of the tail section.
Yep, it is a rather unusual setup, but it worked well for a while. Might as well get a containment failure and take out your hydraulics, the rear one anyway.
There's still one that gets into Sydney. FedEx one gets into Sydney daily, I think.
Yep, FedEx and
Yeah.
Get around. FedEx the Douglas 10 that is, that's the DC-10, that one, not 11.
Catch you guys Sunday. I'm off. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, come back
Are
home.
you going to be around for the, any of you guys going to be around for World Flight or?
User disconnected.
Yeah, I will be.
I'll be on one of the sims.
Oh, so you're going up to,
I'm going up to the Team Mangrove 737, so I'll be Golf Romeo 513 sometimes.
oh, right, cool. Yeah, I think I might just stay at home because Castle Hill's just over the back of where I live, so the bloke that I could go to Castle Hill simulator is up just over the back of me, so I might just fly along from home. It's cheap.
That's what I'll be doing.
I'll be flying my corporate jet acute right angles to the established flight path, just to create some ATC interest.
Yeah, I'll be flying my Concorde in and around the areas as well.
I think I might just bring the MD-11 just in for fun whenever I can. If I can.
Cool, because otherwise it's just tail on tail the whole trip, so give them some variety.
Yeah. Well, there's the McDonnell Douglas 11 that I'm actually flying right now. Okay.
Hey people,
Yeah, come into land when everyone's taking up.
when are you, where are you all going?
Traffic,
Noosa.
starting at Noosa, Tango November Mike,
They're
turning base,
behind
runway
me, I'm heading
11,
south.
right base.
Wait, where are you going?
I'm going to Sydney. They're flying around Sydney there.
Oh,
Up 10,
okay.
Yes, Noosa is the destination.
There's enough up there?
let's get the rest of that flap in.
I could fly up there, but I doubt very much to take a McDonnell Douglas like that again.
Especially if I'm doing a water landing.
Mind you, I went and got those the DC-6 or the Otter, and I found two really cool, nice ones.
Yeah, I've got the Otto, not the Twin Otter.
Traffic
yeah,
Noosa, Tango
yeah,
November
I
Mike,
got the
final
twin otter with
runway
the
101.
I just see if I can grab it. It's the yellow one that I got.
Because you love grabbing things, don't you?
What?
Because you love grabbing things, don't you?
Don't hurt yourself by speaking out loud.
Alright, second. Wait, let me just sort this. And I'll come up with the comeback. 1 second.
There you go. There's a picture of the yellow otter that I got. Probably can't see it amongst the ground textures there, but it's there. That brain of yours must be working away, Con.
That's half the runway, let's go around.
Waiting.
Times 10. Ah yes, seabirds.
Yeah, they'll say we're in Avatar, Chicken University, Douglas. I looked at that on Flyin.
Traffic Noosa, Cessna taking over Mike on go around, tracking for a right circuit, runway 11.
This is traffic to Papa's joining downwind 11 for a full stop. Is ahead.
Where is he?
So, does anyone think that Mark Webber should actually just throw in the towel and give up with this Red Bull crap team and go somewhere else? I reckon he should.
Yeah, he quits at the end of the year.
I reckon he should just give up altogether, man. He's no good as a race car driver, but he's only won he's no won a world title, has he?
Well, actually, very few people have, actually.
Or did he wait for everyone to crash out plus himself, blow a couple of motors and then made himself a world title champion? I think he's been off the road more times than what he's been friggin' on it.
Traffic Noosa, Tango November Mike, Cessna 172 is
top
downwind,
cruising days
right
is
downwind,
over.
runway 11.
I'm sure he's not really too worried, he's off to sports cars next week, so...
Well, he's had more, yeah, but what I'm saying is that he's had more DNFs in the sport than any other person that's been there in the sport, even if they're just newcomers. Well, they can get their car around the track.
Yeah, it's obviously harder machinery, that fella. It's also tracks the accidents for some reason.
I don't think he knows where brake pedal is or where to lead off with the fucking accelerator.
Well, we'll have Daniel Ricciardo to look at next year.
There's the traffic. Judo Papa's on the left downwind runway 11 and our intention is to make a left base now and full stop landing Noosa.
Yeah, previous traffic, you on left base or right base?
Yeah, I'm on a left base, so I'm turning left right now and make a short final.
More times than any other bars
Go for that, what's
than on that bloody old World Series track.
Oh, he was a good driver. Freddie, you probably couldn't even fit in one of those bloody cars, so don't even start.
What? What, me fit into one of them?
Yeah. Have you seen
I
how
have.
small they are? They are a bitch.
I actually have. I actually have been in behind the cockpit of one of those, and there's not very much room, yes, but also at the same time, manoeuvring the bastard around is pretty hard too.
Yeah, so you can't give him shit.
Yeah, but the thing is that he's had more. What I'm saying is that he's had more
That
off
was
the road
10,
than any other driver that I've known in the past
20.
60 years.
and we'll drag it in.
No, the Cheserus was much
You
worse.
probably just don't watch enough of it, that's all. All you see is, oh, they're straying off the track. That's probably all you see.
That's all I hear. That's all I hear. Mark Webber didn't finish. Mark Webber didn't finish. Mark Webber didn't finish. Every time in motorsport, man, Mark Webber didn't finish.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame that on him though. You do realise Red Bull had basically gone to him and said, you gotta let Vettel win.
Traffic Noosa, Tango November Mike.
Well, that's
base
what I'm.
runway
That's
11.
that's another part
Yeah,
of it too. You know, like he's letting. He's saying, Weber, don't show the new boy up. Like, let him carry you the rest of the way to your retirement. Like, make it get real. I wouldn't let no one carry me to the finish line. I wonder how it goes as a V8 driver. I wonder if you'd make it around the track of ballast.
Yeah, well they're just not smart enough to. Oh, well that's his fault.
Or something. Sorry.
Yeah, well that's
taking
what his
November
fault
Mike.
for not being
Final
smart
runway
enough and realising he's a little bitch and still being with him.
Traffic Noosa, do not stop us vacated runway 11.
That's why the F1 driver's not smart enough to realise they're even a little bitch.
Okay, brakes are released, undercarriage is fixed, mixture full rich, fuel is set to both, seats and harness are secure, instrument is set. Landing check complete.
Just going past Coffs Harbour on my right.
500 foot stable. Speed -5.
It reminds me too, one day I'll have to go back over to England and bring back the Concorde.
Bring back the Concorde.
Hey?
Okay.
No,
I don't know if I trust you flying a Concorde.
No, I flew out of Sydney and I went to Gatwick and I left it over there and whatnot. Now I've got to bring it back.
But you're actually flying a Concorde?
No, I actually flew, not real fucking life, like bloody hell man, that's a museum piece now. But the Concorde...
Yeah, I figured that one.
What,
Oh god, I'm surprised you haven't crashed it
like,
yet.
I flew over to England one night. I flew over to England and I got there around about 7 o'clock the next morning. And I left Sydney right on 12 o'clock. Went to Gatwick, got at Gatwick at 7 o'clock the next morning, and then left the aircraft there and didn't bother to go back for another flight back from Gatwick yet. The bloke at Bahrain, like when I went to get fuel at Bahrain, he turned around and he's going, what do you want me to do? Well, then would be a good start.
What, is this on Vatsim?
Yeah!
What do you want to do, man?
Traffic. Noosa, Tango November Mike, vacates runway 11. Parking brakes on. RPM to 1000. Let's get rid of some of these things. Good to go. avionics shut down, and Mr. Master switch is off. Time to push the old thing back. There we go. So I hope you've enjoyed that flight. Well, we push the aircraft back towards the hangar to clear out the dirt taxiway there. As in, you'd normally literally get out of the aeroplane and physically push it. Make sure you don't make contact. Righty, so we've arrived at Noosa. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Thanks for joining us. See you around.